Hello, my name is Tom Webster and I'm the chairman of Seaford Town Football Club, and this weekend we become the very first football club in the world to self-publish our own NFTs. So you might be thinking, what is an NFT? How do I buy an NFT? Like, what are you doing in the NFT space and what are others doing in the NFT space? So if those are the questions you've got, this is the video that I wanted to put together for you. So what I'm going to do is firstly, I'm just going to explain what an NFT is, and then I'll then break up to the rest of the video. So an NFT is a non-fungible token. So a fungible something that's fungible is something that the value remains the same. So let's say a £5 note. If I've got a £5 note and I give that to you, it's still worth £5. You give it to somebody else, it's still worth £5. It is therefore fungible. Now something that's non-fungible is something like art. So if I own a piece of art and I've paid £10 for it, then I give you the art and you sell it to someone else for £20, then you give it to someone else and they sell it for £10 again. That's non-fungible. The value changes intermittently based on who owns it and what they sell it for. So a non-fungible token is something that the value can change. Like I said, let's take art for example, but the token side of it is the digital aspect. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm not going to go into the real nitty gritty, the technicals of what that means. But essentially the way to look at it is that it's a digital way of verifying the authenticity of something. So what we've done is we've created, let's say, collectible cards, and we've created 100 of them. And then because of the NFT element, they can authenticate that there is only 100 of them, and you can verify that through the blockchain. So you might have heard of Bitcoin and Ethereum and cryptocurrencies. So NFTs are in that world, and it's all used through the technology that sits behind something like Ethereum. So what I want to do is if I show you what, if we go up here and I'm going to press the right buttons, come on Tom, might remove that. Cool. So OpenC. So OpenC is the marketplace that we've decided to use. So they are the biggest, or as you can see on the screen, the largest NFT marketplace in the world. There are others. Some charge, some don't, for people to create. But for us, it made sense to use OpenC because they actually allow you to create the NFTs for free, whereas other marketplaces you actually have to pay to create them. So for anyone out there that's thinking, I want to create my own NFTs for my club or for my business or for my art, I personally, I'd recommend OpenC from the research that I've been doing, but there are others out there. So if I start flicking through, again, make sure I'm on the right screen, kind of get an idea of what's what. So you can see these little characters, little GIFs, little videos, and you're probably thinking, well, why would someone buy a GIF? I can just copy and paste that and I've now own it. But the idea is because it's an NFT, you've got this digital contract that sits behind it, and that authenticates that it is that piece of art. But yes, of course, you can take a screenshot and own it, but then I can go into the Louvre and I could take a photo of the Mona Lisa. Doesn't mean that I own the Mona Lisa. And that's the way to look at it. It's exactly the same sort of mindset as that is. Because it's an NFT, we can authenticate it through the digitized process of blockchain. Okay, so that kind of hopefully gives you a good understanding of what an NFT is. Let's have a look at what we're doing in the NFT space. So if we go Seaford, and there we are. So we've got two types of NFTs. We've got highlight clips and we've got collectible cards. So collectible cards were designed by our brand partners United Us, and they've done an incredible job. This was one of those things where I come up with this mad idea and I said, right, I want us to do NFTs, and I sent them over the idea and they created these absolutely wonderful cards. So thank you so much for the guys at United Us. If I click on one of these just to kind of give you an idea. So as you can see, it looks very much as if it was like a Topps trading card or a Match Attacks card, but they are collectible. So what I've done is I've minted these NFTs on OpenC, and I've made it so there's only 100 of each of these cards. And that will all there will ever be. And the fact that they're NFTs is, again, when we talk about this digital contract that sits behind that, you can authenticate that it is one of these ones that we've created, and you can buy them and you can sell them, you can trade them. They have properties like you'd expect, like any trading card would, and also some details on us, and then the actual technicalities, which we won't go into, but of the actual token themselves. So we've got those, and then we've also got highlight clips. So for the last couple of seasons, we've been using Your Instant Replay to film our home games, and some pretty amazing things have happened that have gone viral on social media, with thanks to being reposted by Sport Bible and The Sun. And I thought it'd actually be quite cool if we could put those into clips and you can own that. So you can actually own a piece of our history digitally. And actually, I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll show you NBA Top Shots. So this is where I got the inspiration from, a piece of the NBA, and they can then trade that and sell that at a higher price. So let's take, for example, LeBron James, massive slam dunk in a big moment in a game. That's going to be worth a lot of money to someone who is a collector and has that collector mindset. And you can buy that for X, and then hopefully in a few years' time it might appreciate in value, and then you can sell it again for Y. So that's where we kind of got the idea from to doing our own clips. And then if we go, let's take the Scott Darnell. So the Scott Darnell clip, that was reposted by The Sun and Sport Bible, and it's where he scores an absolute screamer out of nowhere. Okay, so as you can see, bang, bosh, lovely stuff. So the idea now is that I've made them one of 5. So these NFTs, there's only 5 of those clips available to purchase, trade and sell. So again, if you want to put yourself in the mindset of bigger clubs, or England, let's say we got the David Beckham free kick against Greece, and you put that into a small little clip and sell that as an NFT, that's going to be worth something to somebody. And then in the future, that's going to be worth more to somebody else. And the idea there is this whole collector's mindset. Think Panini cards, think Pokemon cards, but just think those as digital assets, and people buy and sell them all the time. So again, so that's what we're doing in NFT space. If I go and show you some of some other different sort of examples. So if we go to So Rare, so So Rare are running a online fantasy football game where you actually own and buy and trade and sell the players. So you will buy a card. Again, they look like collectible cards, and there's only so many. So take this Lukaku card. There's only this is the 19th of 100 cards, if you can see that. So there's only 100 players in this game can own Lukaku. And if he's having an absolute belter of a season, you'll be able to sell that card for a higher value than you purchased it, ideally. And then the idea then is you got this fantasy game and you're buying and selling and trading, but you own the actual individual items. And you can only do this through NFTs because of this authenticity. It's stopping you from creating your own version of and trying to put it in the game and all those sort of things. So that's where the NFT comes into play. So check out So Rare. I think a lot of the football fans are going to really enjoy this one. I've got an account. I haven't spent any money on it as yet, but I'm looking into it and just kind of getting a feel for it. There's not a lot of Premier League teams. I think only Liverpool are in here at the moment. So again, my knowledge of European football is limited to pretty much the Champions League. So I'm not massively clued up on what's available there. And you've got to spend some pretty big money to get a really decent side. But if you win, then you win money. And it's real money. So it's a good way to play fantasy football. Another one I wanted to show you is Socios. So Socios is a fan engagement app. And if I show you the partners, so again, you've got Barcelona, Juventus, PSG. They've also recently signed up Man City as well. So again, you can see that they're the first Premier League football club that work with Socios. And what you can do here is the Socios app allows the club and the fans to have this exclusive relationship. So they can release NFTs similar to what we've done now, but through the app. They can buy special merchandise that you can only do through the app, and you can also vote on different parts of the football club or the sports club. So let's say that we've got a new kit coming out, and we've got 5 different types of kit. We can put it on the Socios app and let those fans decide, and they can do that by buying and selling what's called a Chili's coin. So that's like the cryptocurrency that sits behind Socios. So a Chili's token you can buy on a normal cryptocurrency exchange. You can buy and sell it based on the performance of the app and the customers that are using it. I'm personally invested in Chili's, and I've recommended a couple of friends, but I'm not financially advising anybody to do anything. This is just a top level overview. I'm probably actually the only person with a financial advice qualification that's doing anything to do with cryptocurrency online. But don't take my word for it. Go and do your own research and those sort of disclaimers. So hopefully that gives you a really good understanding of what we're doing with NFTs, what other clubs are doing, and why we're a little bit different. So the fact that we've created our own and published our own rather than using something like So Rare or Socios, which we could never do. We're not nowhere near a big enough club to benefit, or for them to benefit from us. But it doesn't stop us from taking that control and doing it ourselves. So whether you're a Championship, League One, League Two club, or you're a grassroots non-league club, this is something that you can do yourselves rather than it being only for the big clubs. You might obviously not going to make as much money as the big clubs, but we never do because obviously they've got bigger followings. But it doesn't mean you can't get involved. So probably the next best question is, how do you buy an NFT? So if you was to go onto this, say, right, how do I buy that? And what does this mean? And what does that mean? And all that sort of stuff. So this is Ethereum. So Ethereum is like Bitcoin, which you hopefully would have heard of. It's been in the press plenty. So it's a cryptocurrency. So the idea is that similar to the euro or a dollar or a pound, it's a digital version of that. So Ethereum is a digital currency. So you can buy it with Ethereum. You can't buy it with dollars. That's just the what you call it, like the translation, as it were. But what you need to do is you need to go to an exchange and buy those cryptocurrencies before you can then go and buy an NFT. So personally, I use Binance, and again, I'll put a link into the description so you can get some more information on Binance. But there are other exchanges out there. I've also got an account with something called crypto.com. You might have heard of Coinbase. So there are plenty of other options. I just personally prefer to use Binance, but again, do your own research and work out what suits you best. So again, if you have a little look, so Ethereum there. So if I was to buy Ethereum, if I was to buy one Ethereum today, it's going to cost me $1,781. So again, you're probably thinking, well, I don't want to spend a couple of grand on collectible cards. Well, you don't have to. So where we saw earlier that 0.081, you can buy almost imagine it like a penny. You can buy the decimal points of an Ethereum. So if you wanted to say, right, I'm only going to spend £100, you can do that. You can buy £100 worth of Ethereum, and it might be 0.081, let's say. So what you do is you'd go in something like into Binance, you would buy your Ethereum, and I'd recommend going Ethereum because at the moment NFTs are they're mainly predominantly done through Ethereum. So again, without going into the technicals, just take that as a thing. But again, if you want to look into more, there are other types of crypto, there are other types of NFT, but just as we talk about this is going to be the one that makes it easier for everyone to understand. Then if you wanted to go and buy, so let's say you've bought your Ethereum and you think, right, now I want to go buy my NFT. Well, you still can't just yet. You need to get yourself a digital wallet. So I use MetaMask. Again, there are other digital wallets out there, and have a little research of what you think's best. And I'd recommend to use the Google Chrome browser. And what it will do is it will authenticate yourself and your wallet when you're on a website like OpenC. So what you would then do is you would take your Ethereum from Binance and you would transfer it to your Ethereum wallet in MetaMask. Now you got to be really careful with this, because if you get a digit out, it's gone, and the money is gone. So do more research into this. Like, this is just a top level, give you an idea of what they are, how to do it, but you probably will need to do a little bit more research in the actual technicalities of it. I just wanted to show you how I personally do it, so you can kind of get a good framework and a good understanding of how you can do it. So right, so now let's say that I've put my Ethereum into my MetaMask wallet. I can then go back to OpenC, and then I can now buy this, and it would, like seeing this little fox in the corner, that will link up to this, and I can then purchase using the Ethereum in my MetaMask wallet. So that hopefully explains what an NFT is, what we're doing in the NFT space, what others are doing in NFT space, how you can buy NFTs. Now, if you're watching this and you are involved in a football club or a rugby club or some sort of sports club, the next question is, how do I benefit from this? Now, by making your own NFTs, you can publish it on something like OpenC. So again, we looked at collectible cards, we've looked at highlight packages, but you can do anything. And like, you can think, like, again, you pop onto OpenC, get some inspiration on what you think's best, but take the control into your own hands. This is something that we can all do. And I'd say from the grassroots non-league level, we're probably not going to make massive amount of money from doing this. This is a bit of fun, and hopefully it's just mainly from my own passion in crypto that I've decided to do this, and hopefully it does snowball and pick up. But what I want you to do is think about it, and think about the digital world and how your club can connect with supporters and fans of the sport around the world. So for example, we sold one of these collectible NFTs to someone that I have absolutely no idea who they are. And that could have been, and again, that could have been someone from the other side of the world that thought, that's a cool card, I want to own that. And they actually just become, well, they don't know, but they become the first person to buy an NFT from a football club directly, rather than through something like a SoRare or a Socios. So that's pretty cool, I think. But again, like I say, so if you're a championship club, a League One club, League Two club, or any like decent size football club, this is something that you can do yourself. You can create the artwork yourself, or if you want to get in touch with us, I can put you in touch with the United Us guys, and again, they work with the likes of London Irish, so you're in good hands with them. We can create some NFTs for you, or you can create them yourself, and then do some research in putting them out there. this is going to be something that's going to continue to grow. It might be a bit of a bubble at the moment, so I'm not going to just say this is going to be the best thing ever, forever and ever. Is they've been growing massively. You might have seen in the news that a chap called Beeple, let me see if I can find you. Beeple, he is an NFT artist. He's the biggest and most successful. So again, this guy is the biggest NFT artist in the space right now, and you can see that he's recently sold a piece of artwork for $69 million. So we're talking big numbers. Now, obviously, I don't think that Seaford Town is going to be selling any of our NFTs for $69 million, but you never know. And that's the idea, is you never know what it could lead to. But engaging with fans and giving them something that they can own as a piece of the club and a piece of the history is something that I love the idea of. And I just wanted to be, well, one, I wanted to be the first, but I also wanted to be the person that then encourages others to follow suit. And this is something that we can all do. It takes a little bit of technical knowledge. And again, reach out. I'm more than happy to help. But please just have a little look, give it a go. Let me know what you think. And yeah, buy our NFTs. Essentially, that's what I want you to do. Is the more people getting involved in it, the more people are going to buy the Seaford Town ones, the more that we can invest back in our club, which is the same for everybody else. So thank you very much for watching my video. I hope you've enjoyed it. And yeah, let's football's coming back today. So our grassroots football is officially back after COVID. So we're all hands on deck at the club, and I hope things are going well for you and your family. And thank you for watching.